Mm. This is Kal Kat, the Kal Katster, footing live from the mall, the Great Mall, where it's really early. It's like 9 in the morning. That's really early on the Kal Kat. And we're gonna go see the Black Panther movie. So that's Marvel movie. So we're gonna go see that. So stay tuned for a live review afterward on the set. Well, not a set, the mall. This is where we filmed the a music video and Blair Witch 3 parody. I hope this works. Review of the Black Panther. So I saw the Black Panther movie. It's really cool. Yeah, a little racially insensitive, but really cool. But they were trying to celebrate it and everything. So the premise is that there is a make-believe El Dorado type city of gold thing in Florida. Well, not Florida. Not in Florida. In Africa, and that's where the king from the other movie was from, and we got the first king was killed off. Wakandan king was killed off in the other one, and then in the last Captain America movie, and then Civil War, and this movie takes place apparently during Civil War, so like 2 years ago or something. Says it's the present, but so the timeline's kind of weird, but Black Panther movie. It's a really cool Marvel movie. I can't imagine any of us white guys trying to imitate any of it. We can get in trouble. But the trailer implied that somehow it was going to go global, and it would be like because of that song they used from the 60s. But minor spoilers. It's an internal affair between the king and the would-be king nephew, who comes back to try to usurp the throne and take it from him, like nephew. Sounds a little bit like the Lion King, because it kind of is. Father wasn't told about the death of the other guy. It's Lion King, and the Lion King was a rip-off of Hamlet, anyways. So they got the same source. It's kind of interesting, but and King. So Black Panther. He gets challenged before he becomes king. He's T'Challa, and then he's got to fight this other dude. Later on, he fights the nephew or cousin, I guess, for the throne. The cousin knocks him off of the waterfall. I wonder why their society is really advanced and everything in the story. Like they're spaceships and flying things and maglev things and everything. It's like, why would they still be doing ritualistic anything? It's like, why would they have a ritual combat thing and not just cheat constantly? Like, why don't they just go like okay, here's the king on the mountain, and then he's just I have one of those blaster weapons, I'll just use that to cheat. They didn't do that in the movie, but it's like, why didn't they? So, you know what? The heck with it. But no, they didn't do that. Well, I was telling you about the Black Panther movie. Now I'm wearing a different hat. So it was fun. And the king battles his cousin for control of the vibranium suit. There's like maglev trains in it, that kind of thing. There's a secret agent in it who gets attacked, and they have to bring him to the city. And all of the trailers kind of give away what's going to happen in the movie. So there's that. It was really good. I think packed house. Really don't have much else to say about it. I mean, it worked. This is Kal Kat, the Kal Katster, and this is the rest of that review that I was trying to do earlier. It's now the evening and the same day that I saw the Black Panther movie. Yeah, it's very good, the movie. The visuals are very stunning. The Black Panther Kitty, he wasn't in it, but somebody represented her in it. It wasn't her. I don't think that was Mark Bernard in it, although the guy kind of acted like him. But there were there were it was your pedestrian 3 act Marvel movie. It had the characters. You had your set up with your funky looking uber villain who with a funny claw that turns out to be not really important in later acts. He is up to a point. I won't give away everything because it just came out. That would be messed up. Um, the succession of rulers on this in this super advanced, like they're at like quantum level or whatever they call it. Um, they're like super advanced, like because of finding a meteorite, uh, vibranium that somehow makes them have holographic technology. It makes them have hiding in plain sight. It gives them almost 9 magical powers, which they say it's science. It's not magic, but the there's a conflict in that the local people around them, they don't actually help them, and then later on they have to learn to help them. So there's that. The succession of rulers. There's like a challenge thing on the top of a waterfall that the hero ends up falling down, and they have to go find him, or they have to resurrect him or something. It's yeah. You would think that a hyper advanced society where they were so advanced that they could fix like spinal injuries and arm injuries and other things or anything really with the help of this stuff, they wouldn't use that technology. They wouldn't go primitive and suddenly have like a challenge offering. And if they did, the other guy would have a weapon that was so powerful it would just disintegrate the other dude. And it would just be like, okay, at the end of the movie, it'd be sort of like Thor Ragnarok, kind of. Where it doesn't work there either in the Thor movies because they're implying that if they're demigods that have lived for thousands of years, Odin wouldn't die because he's a demigod. Thor wouldn't get his eye plucked out. Stuff like that. T'Challa wouldn't be harmed either. There's also a ritual ceremony where they go to the afterlife, even though they established in the story that somehow their gods are different and superstitious and stuff, and yet there's all these like Zuni fetish kind of things and other fetish kind of things. Not fetish like a fetish, but fetish like a sort of a tribal headgear. That's what it means. Tribal headgear. It's probably the wrong word, but they and hand axes and stuff. I don't really know too much about African tribes, obviously. More about Egypt than ever. But yeah. So it was way cool. The visuals were way cool. The battle scenes. There was nothing wrong with the movie. It felt a lot like watching a live action version of The Lion King with people in it. I don't know if that was on purpose or not. Yeah, so yeah, it was awesome. So yeah, the Black Panther movie. I probably went to some of these talking points earlier, saying that it struck me as being a little too much in places. Like they were trying so hard to make it look like was this authentic sort of mishmash of Congolese and Kenyan and Ethiopian and a little Libyan thrown in there and a little the Swahili tribes and that kind of thing. And I know that's a different place, but yeah, and it's like they just threw everything in there and said, oh, well, if that was the case, then yeah, in the logic of that world, I guess you could just say, well, they just didn't check. till the bad guy got a hold of the ships and started launching them as if to start an actual war. Now, the trailer kind of implied that he was going to do that, and there was going to be a revolution, it was going to expand out to this other city. But it's misleading because the trailer actually takes place before all that happens, and is actually in the city part is in Korea, and that's where we get our Stan Lee cameo at a table, a craps table. We also have a bunch of other. We also have sort of a nod to the Tarantino like movies that also referenced kung fu movies in there. In the end, we have a nod to several train action movies, fighting on train tracks, but they're like super like maglev tracks, and that's the scene from the trailer with the two panthers fighting that was unfinished that you saw a year ago. This is actually it was actually there was like weird CG going on behind them and around them and stuff, which kind of distracted a little bit, but I think it worked. In the end, yeah, it's an awesome movie. So the lady, the girl from the chess movie was in it, but yeah, a bunch of other people too as well. The father guy comes back in a ghostly vision, very similar, reminiscent of Star Wars. Yeah, and The Lion King. Yeah, there was a lot of Lion King in this. Of course, Lion King was based on Hamlet, a lot of it, the evil uncle and all that stuff. So in this case, the evil uncle was killed, so that the succession went to the nephew. The nephew comes back to like kick butt, and he's supposed to be a bad guy, but there's a moral conflict because the hero doesn't realize his father did all that stuff before in the 90s, and he's got to go fix it. The 1990s in Oakland, of all places. They make some references to other parts of California that are funny in there. Black Panther. Those of you easily triggered by the idea of it being a Black Panther movie can rest assured that it is nothing to do with the Black Panther Party. It's a comic book movie based on a 70s comic book series. There's nothing like that in there. They kind of imply stuff, but it never gets crazy. So, or bizarre or whatever. So, yeah. They never incite a revolution. They try to in the movie in their own universe, but it doesn't end up that way. Anyway, so I don't want to give away too much. So there's my quickie, no non-spoiler review of Black Panther. Go see it in theaters. I'm sure that later we will do a full analysis. Well, maybe we will. Maybe we'll see. Didn't end up doing one for the other Marvel movies. Well, yeah, I'll see it. You have your villain battling his cousin. The cousin is the king battling his villain. No, villain is cousin. Yeah, the king. Yeah, there's a guy named Mbako in it, and which sounds a little bit like a dirty word in Spanish, but it's not. So, it wasn't supposed to be. But yeah. Anyway, so yeah, it's fine. Go see it. It's a Black Panther movie. It's about an action hero that's king, something. It's like The Lion King because it just is. You have the father guy dying and the son blaming himself and all that, and then there's an evil relative that rises up to like try and take over the pride, and that's what happens. Same thing. And of course the guards in the trailer and all that. Anyway, so yeah, Black Panther. It'll also be popular among furries. Anyways.